Welcome, everyone. I'm delighted to welcome back the wonderful Edith and Bennett. Edith grew up as part of the Gawler family band and plays practically all the string instruments, as well as singing. And Bennett you're one of the foremost experts on applied work songs, I think. Is that fair?
I'd say so, yeah.
Yeah.
Not a lot of
And
folks doing it, so it's a small pool, but I enjoy my place in the pool.
right. And has the Duckback Farm where they do lots of stuff with the songs. And I think I'll let you just go because I don't have a lot prepared.
All right, well, thank you, Jeff. Really nice to be here. Loving the festival so far. Portsmouth Maritime Folk Festival is just a great institution, and we're glad to be a part of it. It's a real honor. So thank you to you, Jeff, and Bill on tech, and Linz, and everyone else who's been a part of organizing this. Now, this hour-long session for the Edith and Bennett solo show is going to be a little different. A lot of folks have seen us perform on stage, and we love to do that. We play guitar, fiddle, banjo, we sing in harmony. We have a really good time doing it. But we thought this moment is actually a really interesting silver lining to these days where we're all kind of in our own homes, in that we can invite everyone out onto the boat with us to row and sing and share this, as Jeff called it, applied work songs, which Jeff, I think that's a great term. I'm going to borrow that. I've never said it that way, and I think that's going to be the way we're going to say it in certain places.
Yeah, it's great.
Another way we say it is we sing while we're doing stuff, and which is another fun way to say it. So Edith and I have been singing since 2008, I think, or 7 even, maybe 7 or 8, and in various contexts. And she and I have the 2 stroke positions in this rowboat. Maybe Edith will tell you just a little bit about the rowboat, and then we'll go into the session here.
Sure. And Bennett, while I'm starting to describe these boats, why don't you start to share your screen so we can see it?
Okay, good.
All right. This boat that we're in, this video that you're about to see, we are in a Bantry Bay gig. It's a 36.5-foot rowboat that also does miraculously under sail, and it's really hard to move, so you need a lot of people, and it's also very challenging to sail, so you need a lot of people. So these were boats that were selected to for a program called Atlantic Challenge, where it's a competition of youth seamanship all over the world, and we have a Team USA that we train and row with and sail with, and we happen to have 3 Bantry Bay gigs right here in Belfast Harbor. So we've been having a lot of fun outside of the Atlantic Challenge scene, because that only happens, the training only happens in the summertime for about a month. So this is, I don't know, springtime, I think.
Or July. This is actually
this was July. Right. And we're hollering up a storm. We were really doing a deep dive into stroke rhythms, and depending on whether we're in race mode or cool down, or the nice morning row where you just want to stretch it out. But I think this first one is a bit of a fast clip, and we're just rowing.
So in between each song, there's a moment where we kind of get ready for the next one, and we'll talk in between the songs and explain what's happening and what we're seeing, and provide some feedback even as we're going.
Yeah.
gonna
1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2.
1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2.
1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2.
1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2.
1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2.
Basically, we're just getting all the oars
1, 2, 3,
coordinated
1, 2,
so that they all
1, 2.
dip in the water at the same time.
1, 2, 3,
There's
1,
this
2,
really
3,
awesome
1, 2.
funk that happens with these oars that are in oar ports instead of oar locks. That's the sound of the oar whacking against the gunnel there.
1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. All on the bull in the bowling hole.
On the bowl in the bowling hole.
All on the bull in the bowling hole.
On the bowl in the bowling hole.
All on the bowling, can't you hear me calling?
All on the bowl in the bowling hole.
On the bowling, can't you hear me bawling?
On the bowl in the bowling hole.
On the bowling, the captain is a calling.
On the bowl in the bowling hole.
On the bowling, the bosun is a bawling.
On the bowl in the bowling hole.
On the bowling, we'll haul for better weather now.
On the bowl in the
Bowling.
hole.
On the bowling, we'll even all together now.
On the bowl in the bowling hole.
On the bowling, the tide she is a flowing.
What you can't see is the coxswain just behind the camera, and they're using hand signals to keep us all in line. So
On the bowling, we'll even all together now. On the bowling, we'll haul for better weather now.
So you can see this boat.
Boys and
Oh.
the girls went huckleberry hunting.
This boat doesn't have a rudder,
we took it out.
so we're practicing rowing. Even more challenging to sing and row without a rudder, but we're doing it.
Well, the little girl ran off and the boy ran after. Well, the little girl ran off and the boy ran after and sing hello, my Ransoray. She said, I'll be your boy.
Have to wave to all the lobster boats that go by.
Feller.
Yeah.
I'll be your beau if you'll have me for a feller and sing hello, my Ransoray.
These are really heavy oars. And so we've learned that the most effective work songs when you're really going are when your response is on the effort, where you're pulling on the oar, you kind of let out a grunt. This one's pretty wordy and really breathy. Maybe not a race mode song.
Oh, I see where you're going. Yeah. Hello. Got a great 4-1 going.
We're in the 4-1.
Is that what we want?
Well, it works. It's great. We're just not.
So we're discussing the rhythm that we're going to row in. We've got, I think we discovered 8 or 9 different ways we could structure your average shanty into our rowing patterns. And we diagrammed them all out. And so what we're doing here is discussing which of those patterns we're going to use. We started off in something called Island Time, which we like because it's got a real syncopation. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. We basically subdivide a three-part rowing stroke into a slightly asymmetrical subdivision. It's basically taking eight quarter notes and turning it into 3 beats. But we also have straighter systems where we're rowing just in 3 beats, 1 and 2 and 3 and, or 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So we had a little moment where we were trying to figure that out, and it's an awful lot to internalize as you're going and remember the words to the song and communicate to everybody just which version of the song we're going to sing and when to reply, even though these are some of our most dedicated and our most regular members of the work song community chorus.
Would you give for a fine leg of mutton? Way, hey, hey, hey. What would you give for a fine leg of mutton and sing Hallo, Lorenzo Ray? I would give you gold and I would give you these. I would give you gold and I would give you these. Hallo, Lorenzo Ray. I'm the shanty man of this working party.
Man, this makes me want to go rowing.
I'm the shanty man of this working party. Hallo, Lorenzo. Oh, and sing a hallo, Lorenzo. 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 Hallo, Lorenzo Ray. Hallo, Lorenzo Ray. That's it.
So you can see once we kind of switched over to a straighter rowing form of basically the dipping the water and pulling the oar out of the water are 1 and 2, and then the recovery is 2 beats. That worked better for that song for whatever reason. Everybody kind of got in line. The other thing that I wanted to point out is that we've started this taking a snippet of the song and repeating it call and response style, typically at the end of the song. And it works really well, especially for folks who maybe haven't heard the song before, because it's direct call and response. They just sing back exactly what I have, what I'm leading, or what the song, the shanty man is singing. And I like it especially because it allows some improvisation, even more improvisation around the words and the melody. You can bring it up. I like to bring it up and then bring it back down, and you can kind of drive the team into a froth, which is really fun. You get extra work out of the team. Basically, they're pulling harder, and they lock in.
Sally Brown is the gal for me, boys. Roll, boys, roll, boys, roll. Sally Brown is the gal for me, boys. Way high, Sally Brown. We're headed out, we're going down south, boys. Roll, boys, roll, boys, roll. Headed out, we're going down south, boys. Way high, Sally.
I think I started this one a little low. We'll see if I bump it up a notch.
Trinidad to see Miss Lucy Lou. Big boys roll. Tells me that she loves me, that's all I want to know. Way high Sally Brown. Oh, Captain Barker, how you do?
It's no fun. It's no fun doing this.
Roll. Some I stole forward,
I'm just kidding.
some I stole
I hope it's obvious.
Way high Sally Brown. There's 40 fathoms or more below. Way, oh, boys, roll. 40 fathoms or more below. Way high Sally Brown.
We're rowing into a little nook called the Powder Hole. You have to navigate rocks under the water. So you can't see Arista holding the cocks, making hand signals. She's actually directing us all just with hand signals that look kind of like this, telling which side to row and which side not to row.
So your port is, we've come to oars. Port's Bennett's side there. His oar is on port side. And I'm the second stroke on starboard side.
You don't have to do that. These boats can put a rudder in, as I mentioned, but we're in the middle of seamanship training week, so we were really practicing sort of the highest level of rowing, the biggest challenges all at once, navigating rocks and singing.
Holding water.
So I just found the chat, and folks, if you have questions, please put questions into the chat. Jeff pointed out that he just put in earbuds and they dramatically improved his listening experience. So, because it is a little quiet, I'm sure, on your computers, feel free to put in earphones, earbuds, anything you've got. We're dropping off Mary, who's the chef at the HQ headquarters for this week of seamanship training. So we're basically just bringing her in. You can only get in here at high tide, so we're doing a special delivery. And this is the Cox. Arista is just giving us all directions on what to do. So we're being quiet, watching her.
See, Mary?
That little building's called the Powder Hole, built out of driftwood.
And many hands. Big driftwood logs make up a great portion of the structure there.
So there's a question, can I talk about how things vary with the boat as well as with the task? So there are all sorts of different types of boats that people around New England and around the world and country are using to row in groups. These Bantry Bay gigs, as Edith pointed out, use oar ports. That's where the oar goes through the side of the boat. Other boats, like the Cornish pilot gigs, either use thole pins, two wooden pins that stick up in the rail, or even some sort of an oar lock. And each of those cases create different rhythms in the boat. So we've been rowing in all of those scenarios and find that each one takes a slight different approach to rhythm. And so you have the songs, the songs need to be malleable, need to fit the rhythm of the work.
And we've also done a bunch of rowing songs in Cornish pilot gigs, which are 6 oars and a coxswain, and they have oar locks and lighter oars, so you can actually feather your oar as you're rowing. So it's a whole other rhythmic challenge, and you can integrate the feathering action into the song as well, which is really amazing. But these oars are a bit on the heavy side, and they're square in the oar port, so feathering is extremely challenging and not really worth it.
The question was, is it a problem singing for people behind us? I don't find it a problem, although I do
You're
sit...
very loud.
loud.
It's a problem when I'm leading the songs. I kind of have to turn my head around and sing behind me a bit.
But you'll also notice that I do that. I sort of row slightly, with my head turned, kind of half facing folks behind. But it's having sat in the front of the boat and sung toward the stern, that is also a challenge unless you've got somebody in the stroke oar who's really consistent and locked in. At the moment, it seems like it's just been easier to pull this off sitting in the stroke position or in one of the first these 2 oars that are closest to the camera. I think in the future we'll get to the point where anybody anywhere in the boat will be leading songs and everyone will just be locked in.
Here, Bennett changed. He started out in waltz rhythm, and without any warning, he changed to 4/4 time. So that we were a bit out of sync there for a second, but now we're back in.
1, 2, 3, 4.
For the 4/4 stroke, you end up with a pretty short stroke and a long return because it's that ratio of stroke to recovery. Quarter stroke, 3/4 recovery. Waltz time, you're at 33% stroke, 66% recovery, and you can kind of go a bit slower waltz time.
2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4.
Oh my gosh.
Well, hand me down my walking cane. I'm off to see my Sally Jane. Timmy Hog's Eye. Row the boat ashore, Timmy Hog's Eye. Ready on the jib, Timmy Hog's Eye. Oh! She loves the Hog's Eye man. She loves the Hog's Eye man. Who's been here since I've been gone? Some railroad navvy with the sea boots on. Timmy Hog's Eye. Ready on the jib, Timmy Hog's Eye. Ready on the jib, Timmy Hog's Eye. Oh!
The question came up, how does it feel when you're completely in sync? And it's pretty amazing. It's the effort goes way down, and things become almost effortless. You're not. I think half of the time you're working sort of at ends or at crossways with people who are slightly out of sync. And the song is amazing in that it provides that timing.
We do an exercise in Atlantic Challenge where we'll close our eyes and row and stroke with one another. And it's just, bring more awareness to the collective, the team, and the boat. And I feel like work songs do the same thing, where it's all of a sudden our heads are in the boat and we just lock in so quickly. And it gives me shivers when that funk happens all together and the boat surges forward. It's pretty cool.
garden, shelling peas. Long golden hair hanging down to her knees, singing hog's eye. Row the boat ashore, hog's eye. Granny on the jib, Timmy, hog's eye. Oh, she loves the hog's eye man. She loves the hog's eye man. She loves the hog's eye man.
Love the hog's eye. Love the hog's eye.
Love the hog's eye. Love the hog's eye.
Love the hog's eye.
Love the hog's eye. Love the hog's eye. Love the hog's eye.
Love the hog's
Here we're in extension mode where we milk the song for all it's worth. Keep it going.
Love the hog's eye.
Love the hog's eye.
Love the hog's eye.
Love the hog's eye.
Loves the hog's eye.
Love the hog's eye.
Loves the hog's eye.
Love the hog's eye.
She loves the hog's eye.
Yeah, she loves the hog's eye.
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 Love the hog's eye.
Love the hog's eye.
Love the hog's eye.
She loves the hog's eye.
She loves the hog's eye.
Love the hog's eye.
Love the hog's
You
eye.
know she loves the hog's eye.
Love the hog's eye.
She loves the
great.
hog's eye.
Loves the hog's eye.
No, she loves the hog's eye.
Loves the hog's eye.
Loves the hog's eye.
Loves the hog's
She
eye.
loves the hog's eye.
Loves the hog's eye.
She loves the hog's eye.
Loves the hog's eye.
Loves the hog's eye.
Loves the hog's eye.
So we were doing a thing there where actually Edith started off that part. I heard her sing a little special thing, and I replied back. So for a second, we inverted the call response system. And then I heard Ethan do something a little later. Ethan's in the blue shirt, and it was the same thing. I heard him go, "Love, love the hog's eye," and I wanted to include that in. So this is the kind of communication that can happen without anybody needing to explain what's about to happen next. Music really brings up the level of awareness and communication in the boat with the team.
When we get home, they'll say, "Where you been? Shallow."
Oh, I got a great question from Mary France and Richard about the band count on the oars. Some of them have 3 bands, some of them have 4, and some of them actually have 2 and 1 in the bow. Those stripes correspond to the length of the oar. So you know how a boat is tapered and big in the middle, and then tapered again at the stern. The longest oars we want in the middle of the boat because of that lever relationship between the amount of oar that's inside of the boat and the amount of oar that's outside of the boat. So yeah, 4s are the longest, 3s are the second longest. Not so obvious, I guess, but pretty cool. And the 1 is a pretty short oar in the bow.
Headed off of Penobscot Bay, shallow, shallow ground. Fare thee well, you'll hear me say, shallow, shallow ground. Head around the old Cape Cod, shallow, shallow ground. Winds are fresh, so help me got shallow, shallow ground. Head around the old Cape Horn, shallow, shallow ground.
All these songs are from Joanna Colcord's book Roll and Go, Songs of the American Sailormen from Penobscot Bay and at Searsport, Maine, on their ships that sailed from Searsport to Singapore.
Headed off to Singapore, shallow,
Singapore?
shallow
Singapore.
No, it is a distant shore, shallow, shallow ground.
The boat is 38 feet 9 inches long.
Once we're loaded, we'll head for home, shallow,
And all that
shallow
stuff in the center of the boat, we've got our 2 masts, our main mast and our foremast, and the sails are in bags there. And one of the things that we do and train for is putting up and taking down our masts and sails while we're underway. So we can transition from oar to sail in a couple of minutes when we're all practiced up. It's awesome.
Tomorrow is your last payday. Shallow, shallow ground.
So from the names of the people in the boat, it's me, Edith Goller, Elsie Goller, Ethan Tischler, Mia Bertelli,
The sunglasses on,
Joanne Mosswild,
also with sunglasses on.
Okay, we're gonna go to
Coral
3.
Brewer, and Lena Downs.
Roll and go.
We switched to 3, 3/4,
2,
and sing the title song out of
1,
that book,
2, 3.
Roll and Go.
1,
We call this one the 3-1 waltz time because the stroke is on 3-1 is when we're dipping.
we were warping around from the docks. We
this is a
roll and go.
Cool one.
Them pretty young gals come around in their flock singing, rollicking, randy dandy o.
Yes. I haven't seen this yet, so I'm pretty excited.
We're warping around from the docks. We roll and go. Them pretty young gals come around in their flocks, rollicking, randy dandy o. Goodbye to Sally and goodbye to Sue. We roll and go. All of you other gals, goodbye to you. Saying rollicking, randy dandy o. Goodbye to all of you gals in this town. We roll and go. We've given you enough for to buy a silk gown. Saying rollicking, randy dandy o. We're sick of the shore and our money's all gone. We roll and go. So we sign on a packet to drive us along, saying rollicking, randy dandy o. Anchors away and the wind's blowing free. We roll and go. So get on your glad rags and put to the sea, saying rollicking, randy dandy o. Around Cape Horn, we must Around Cape Stiff in the ice and the snow, singing rollicking Randy Dandy O. Round Cape Hornets we must go, way, hey, roll and go. You're working me lads, it's a hell of a way, singing rollicking Randy Dandy O.
I love this. Okay, we've got some great questions that just came in.
So heave a paw, now heave 'em away, way, hey, roll and go. Working me lads, it's a hell of a way, saying rollicking Randy Dandy O. Anchors aboard and the winds are roll and go.
Elsie just picked me up there.
The anchors aboard
Got
and
the lyrics and she supported me by just keeping on singing.
Heave a paw, now heave 'em aboard. Way, hey, roll and go. The anchor's aboard and the cable's all stored. Sand rollicking Randy Dandy O. Singing rollicking Randy Dandy O. Rollicking Randy Dandy O. Singing rollicking Randy Dandy O. Rollicking Randy Dandy O. Ah, rollicking Randy Dandy O. Rollicking Randy Dandy O. Rollicking Randy Dandy O. Rollicking Randy Dandy O. Oh, rollicking Randy Dandy O. Rollicking Randy Dandy O. Oh, rollicking Randy Dandy O. Rollicking Randy Dandy O. My rollicking Randy Dandy O. Rollicking Randy Dandy O. My rollicking Randy Dandy O. Rollicking Randy
Extension mode here.
My rollicking Randy Dandy O. Rollicking Randy Dandy O. My rollicking Randy Dandy O. Rollicking Randy Dandy O. My rollicking Randy Dandy O. Rollicking Randy Dandy O. My rollicking Randy Dandy O. Rollicking Randy Dandy O.
Usually in extension mode we get a little goofy. Anything goes. Any noises that are contributing to the rhythm are very appreciated. It's like, yeah, the freestyle part of the song, which are really fun. They're always different. Super groovy. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
Rollickin' Randy, rollickin' Randy. Rollickin', 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 rollickin'. Randy, 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 Randy. Rollickin', 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 rollickin'. Randy, dandy, Randy, dandy. Rollickin', 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 rollickin'. Randy, dandy, Randy, dandy. Oh, rollickin', rollickin', Randy, dandy, Randy, dandy.
Having fun is so critical, especially when you have miles to row. And it just makes it disappear. That time disappear. So, Bennett is an amazing song leader in that regard. Amazing. That was pretty cool. I hadn't seen that yet since we were out rowing. So, we had a question came in about the origin. I'll just quickly say that they're actually French vessels from the Napoleon era, and a great fleet of them sailed over to Ireland in the late 1790s, and they all got sunk and captured. And there was in the 50s they found one remaining relic that was tucked away in a barn in Bantry, Ireland. And even though it's a French vessel, they've called it the Bantry Bay Gig ever since. And from that one very old boat, this fella named Lance Lee had someone loft line or take measurements and make detailed drawings of the boat. And from that one, there are now, I don't know, over 80 that have been built by communities all over the world for the specific purpose of these Atlantic Challenge competition events, where you get a group of a team together, and
Age 15 to 30, 35.
Yeah, and we compete every other year. We were headed to Russia in 2020, but of course COVID delayed that, unfortunately. But we'll go hopefully next summer. And then, very exciting, we'll be hosting the International Challenge in 2024 in Belfast, Maine. So if you want to come see a whole fleet of these and international teams, stay in touch. Summer of 24.
Rolling home to old New England. Rolling home.
Want to talk about the Burley Whalers?
Fare thee well.
Yeah, I'll just see that one more gap after this song.
Okay.
So I'll address Jeff's question.
To bid adieu.
Vinyl Haven Ferry.
Happy time.
Yeah, we're out on Greens Island is where we train. Greens Island in Penobscot Bay. The island just off our bow is Vinyl Haven Island. And we've just been doing circles around lobster pots in this little cove here.
Across the sea. Rolling home.
Not sure what the dates are yet for 2024, but if we see you at the Portsmouth Maritime Festival next year, we'll definitely keep everyone posted.
Round Cape Horn. One frosty morning. And our sails were full of snow. Clear the sheets and sway the halyards.
This is an anthem growing up, working on the schooners. And it has built inside of it natural call and response. Even
Well,
though-
you work songified it, what we call that.
Yeah. Well, the way most people sing it isn't this way, obviously. But I just kind of slightly tweaked it so everybody replies to everything. And it works really well. I've come to prefer this way of doing it.
Oh, someone asked about top speed. With a strong in-sync crew, you can row up to 6 knots in these boats. That's, they're not racing hulls, but they are. You can really get up to a good clip. And under sail, 10 knots without breaking the mast. Can be done.
Across the sea, rolling home to old New England, rolling home, dear land to thee, fare thee well, ye Vinyl Haven maidens, it is time to bid adieu, happy times we've had together. Happy times we've had with you. A rolling home, a rolling home, a rolling home, across the sea, rolling home.
and singing in 4/4, I think.
Dear land to thee.
1, 2, 3.
Dear
1,
land
2,
to thee.
3.
Dear land to thee. 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 Dear land to
We have a few minutes left. If there are any other burning questions, pop them in that chat and we'll try to get to them.
Jeff asked about the Barely Whalers and whether you have to be the stroke to sing, to lead. Nope. The only video I've seen of them actually rowing and singing was from Mystic, and they were, I think, the song leader was standing as the cox at the stern of the boat. And I do that. Various members of our chorus have done that, led songs. It works great.
It's great if you have long-winded songs. As Bennett's doing a lot of work here, singing and stroking at the same time, and it's easy to get out of breath. It can, if you have a complicated song with a lot of words, it might be wonderful to be the coxswain and then have the response be more of a, a grunt on the effort. And then you also have less to think about when you're in stroke.
Yeah, beginners, I might recommend trying coxing. The key is that the stroke, whoever's in the stroke is dialed in with the song leader. It could be the same person, they could be different people. But if you have a stroke who's not dialed in to a rhythm and a singer that's not dialed into the stroke, it gets messy quick.
Bennett's making these fine-tuned adjustments. He's slowing his stroke down a little bit. He's lengthening his recovery a little bit. And we're all following along with him. Definitely more of a challenge if the coxswain is trying to manipulate the rhythm without being in the stroke oar as well. But we're trying that out a bit these days. For this video, it worked out well to have the stroke and song leader be one and the same. Dear Bennett.
It really helps, though, to have other people take over the song leadership. When we filmed this, the Library of Congress wanted to highlight me in particular. I said, well, but let's have the whole chorus. So this was what we ended up with. When we row around the harbor, I always try to convince other people to lead a couple of the songs, both because it helps me, and the vision is that all of us would have the facility to lead songs and to be a responder, to be both a call and a response in various scenarios.
It's really hard to remember your lyrics while you're rowing. And you've just gotten so good at it, Bennett. And
it's been a whole team effort. Yeah. Jeff, we've got, I see we're getting to the end of our time. We've got like 2.5 minutes for the rest of the video. Can we let it go 2.5 minutes? Nope, we got other people coming into the room.
Yeah, well, this is a good place to end anyway.
All right. Well, we want to thank you all for being a part of this, and we hope you'll support our project, the Work Song Community Chorus. My project is called the Work Song Project, and that includes the Mighty Work Song Community Chorus here in Belfast, and several other work song events all over the place. Farming as well as rowing, stacking wood, shucking beans, oiling tools, whatever it is.
Planting garlic. It's a
Planting
big one.
garlic, right. And
Yeah.
I have seed garlic for sale right now. If anybody's interested in planting their garlic, it's been sung to at all stages of its life. And Edith is a part of a lot of these musical projects, and she's got her own musical projects. We're going to be doing a duo set in 15 minutes with... I can't remember who we're paired up with, but that'll be our last contribution to the festival. And check out worksongs.org for more about the chorus, the Goller family, which Edith and her parents who are here,
Hi, guys.
who I play along with. You can find out more about them on Facebook. Keep an eye out because we always do some work songs and shanties and types of things when we're on stage. So just thanks to everybody for coming. Thanks to everybody for doing the technical side. And we look forward to seeing you down the trail.
Thank you, Edith and Bennett. That was terrific.